and you managed to get there before all the day drinkers like trashed the bathroom. It's nostalgic, but not for anything I want to remember. What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today is a slightly different video, but it is one that you guys requested specifically. So if this is not your thing, you probably already knew by the title. You only clicked on this if this is your thing. So today we're gonna be talking about the best and worst luxury candles. I would say candles are my next vice below makeup. It's like clothes, makeup, candles. And I've become quite, I wouldn't say an expert, but definitely I know what I like. I don't know art, but I know what I like kind of thing. And these are all cruelty-free brands we're gonna be talking about, and I have 16 candles here to share with you guys in a handful of my favorite brands and some also like really random ones. And I have ones that I love, and then I also have ones that I don't really like. And so I will start the video by telling you guys what my preferences are around fragrance, because I think that's gonna help you decide whether you care what I think pretty quickly. But also we're gonna go candle by candle, and I'm gonna tell you guys which ones my favorites ones are and which ones my unfavorites ones are. And that's what we're gonna do. So I refuse to do that shot again. I refuse to retake it. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so first things first, let's lay down my preferences. I have always been a vanilla girl. Vanilla is my comfort zone. That said, I don't love things that are like super bakery scented that go full caramel. I have never smelled a Yankee Candle that I liked, and that is completely a preference. I might be like insulting your family right now, you know, and I don't mean to. It's just, I would say that taste and smell, incredibly personal. So I'll say that my scent preferences start at like creamy, warm vanilla, and they go all the way through. I would say I like kind of sugary floral things, but not too sugary, not cloying is the word that I typically use. And then I also, it goes all the way to the end of the spectrum of citrus. I really like citrus. I like lemon and orange, and you know what citrus fruits are. And I tend to like those things in combination with one another. I also really like Christmassy smells. I like evergreen a lot, but it has to be the right evergreen. And I don't mind like candy sweetness as long as it also has like balance to it. And the scent notes that I like tend to also be the scent notes that I like to wear. So that said, the things that I don't like are really deep cedary notes, things that are just Abercrombie and Fitch-y. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody that's my age or around there, you've smelled an Abercrombie and Fitch, you smelled a Hollister, and just that headache inducing woody smell. I cannot stand that smell. What's a mahogany teakwood from Bath and Body Works? No way. And I feel like that's also where I top out in terms of luxury fragrance. A lot of times when you pay a lot for a luxury fragrance, they think that you want these deep sandalwood notes, and I just don't. Musk, I don't love a musk typically. Those kinds of things, I mean, they just give me a headache. So I tend to like medium to top notes, not super creamy, and I like them to just smell a little bit sophisticated, but not like so sophisticated that you're like, oh, I just like walked into a men's dressing room, you know? Does that? I don't know. This is how I think about these things. You can go online and read the notes on all of these candles yourself. I don't think that that's particularly helpful for me to just read them to you. I'd rather describe them to you through my own nose, probably. Yeah, sure. So let's start with a brand that if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you are not unfamiliar with. Her name is Voluspa, and Voluspa is probably the candle company that I own and have owned the most candles from. They are right there, middle of the road, not inexpensive, but not super expensive. I feel like they are a thrill at the grocery store. Yes, Central Market carries the core collection of Voluspa candles, and so that's also probably why I have a bit of a Voluspa habit, is because like Hallie came to town to visit me this time last year, and we were at the grocery store, and I was like, you wanna go look at the candles? She's like, you have a candle section? It's like, Central Market, somehow their like merchandising gets me. Like, they have an entire Voluspa section. So of those, let's begin with this. This is Mosso Bamboo. This is a year-round candle, but it smells like evergreen. I have no idea why they call it Mosso Bamboo, but you see that I have it in a gigantic jar size, and that is because I love it. And also, when you live in a climate where it gets to be over 100 degrees for very long amounts of time, you get really nostalgic, dare I say wistful, for the holidays and like the romanticism of the holidays. And so you just close all the doors and windows, turn the AC down, and you light a candle like this, and you're like, no, it's definitely Christmas when it's 1,000,000 degrees outside, and it's been 1,000,000 degrees outside for months. This is definitely a good escape. And I don't mind it during the holidays either, but I think it's more just a stopgap when I can't get seasonal holiday candles, but it really smells lovely. It doesn't have any soapy pine sol thing to it. It is a sweet fir smell, a balsam smell. And it's not at all, like it'll fill a room. I would call it like, in terms of the ones that I'm gonna review today, they're a very, very light fragrance. I don't love that. They're a very, very heavy fragrance. Those, you just kind of have to get a little bit of a warning. I'm gonna call those like 100% fragrance candles that just need to be in a big room. This one is like a 65%. As far as I'm concerned. You could put it in any room, but if you put it in a bedroom or something, you're gonna get a lot more saturation. If I put it in my living room, I kind of only smell it when I'm near it. So that's Moso Bamboo. The next one I don't have in my hot little hands because I just finished one and I tossed it not knowing that I was going to be filming this video, but it was probably like my 10th one of that, and it is my absolute favorite Volume Spa candle. Ironically, I don't have it on hand, and that is Baltic Amber. It is the perfect, luxurious, vanilla-ish smell. It has something in it besides vanilla. It's not just like pure vanilla. It's deep, but not woody, and it's very gender neutral. It's sexy. It's like a good bedroom candle. If you are anywhere near a place where you can go smell Volume Spa candles, Baltic Amber is like me in a nutshell. And if you have the same taste in fragrances that I do, it's just it's tippy top. And I smell, like I know it when I walk into a space where someone's burning it. I'm like, oh, Baltic Amber. And it is awesome. It is the best. And it comes in the most beautiful amber jar. Yes. Okay. And then we have a couple of more recent favorites from them, and that is because they are more recent releases from them, and they're pretty similar, but I have both. So we will start with rose-colored glasses. Again, I have it in a gigantic jar, and this is part of their like rose collection. So I'm a big fan of rose, but not super rose. It has to be the right rose. I have in the past worn Chloe Rose's perfume, if you're familiar with that. Like I love that scent of rose. Burning Rose from Byredo, no, it's too much for me. This is very light and creamy and candy-like, but also rose. And it's just rose-colored glasses. It's an optimistic smell. It is, if I were to place it in a season, spring. Late winter, spring, it's again, optimism, renewal. Maybe it's because I'm in Aries, first sign in the zodiac. My birthday's in April. I just think of this as like a renewal fragrance, but it's like kind of bathroomy, a little bit soapy, but not coming around to like lavender powder. It's beautiful. It's like rose candy cream. Rose candy cream. Yeah. It's so good. This is another one I wouldn't mind smelling like. So the next one is similar and part of the same collection, as you can tell by the appearance of this, again, gorgeous jar. This is Milk Rose. Oh my. So I said creamy, sugary rose. It's similar, but it's not as candy sweet. It is more mature, a little more sophisticated. Oh. I have this in a lotion. I have this in a body wash. I did a self-care giveaway at the beginning of COVID that was this candle and those two things. And I just think that it is one of the most luxurious and very feminine smells. And I would not say it's super like vegetally rosy. It's just got those really nice mid notes of rose and not a lot of top notes. It's not cloying. It doesn't have any kind of like, it doesn't have any artificialness to it to me, but it does have a really beautiful, sophisticated, creamy depth. It's so delightful. They are both so good. If you are more into like the flower bomb of it all, go with rose-colored glasses. If you're more into Chloe Rose's, this. Now let's discuss a couple of Volume Spa candles that I don't love. So the first one is Crane Flower. It's fine. It's honestly one of the most Voluspa candles that I'm familiar. Like, I think I've smelled this candle 800 times, hoping that I was going to like it more than I do. And as you can see, I bought it in this teeny tiny one at the grocery store thinking, okay, I kind of like it. I'm in the mood to try something different. And I know it's going to smell different when I light it. That is one thing about Voluspa candles, especially if you buy the tin ones that are like wide and flat and have 3 wicks. If you're in a small room, you don't even have to light it. You can just open it up and the room will smell fantastic. And they make diffusers and stuff like that. Diffusers always creep me out because I have 3 pets. Like, diffusers have these oily sticks coming out of them and then like cat hair just... It's disgusting. So I don't do diffusers for that reason. And I don't really feel like they work that well, but that, you know, I digress. Crane flower smells, I don't know, it's flowery. It's a pinched smell. You know, like a spring lily or something like that. It's a little on the citrusy side, and it's just not enough for me. It doesn't have enough sweetness to it. It doesn't have enough depth to it. It's just a little bit too top note, and I don't love it. It's like if it were a food, it would be a little too salty. Not a big fan of that. I also don't love French Cade lavender. It's like too soapy, but I know people who that's like their favorite scent in the world, and I don't mind it when it's burning, but I wouldn't spend my money on it. Speaking of things that I wouldn't spend my money on, but I did. I spent so much money on this and I was so excited about this. And this is Santal Vanille. You would think by the size of this jar that I knew what I was getting myself into. I thought Voluspa vanilla, I'm probably going to love that. I'm gonna go ahead and take a chance and splurge on the gigantic jar. I made a mistake, fam. It is not just vanilla, it is Santal Vanille. And I didn't know what Santal meant. One of you guys informed me the first time that I talked about this on my channel. They were like, Santal means sandalwood. I don't really like sandalwood, as I mentioned earlier. So yeah, it just smells like men's cologne to me. And it's very headachy and it just doesn't give me enough vanilla. The sandalwood overwhelms the vanilla of it all. I don't even really detect a lot of vanilla in it. And of all of the Voluspa candles, this one probably disappointed me the most, just expectations versus reality, but that's honestly my fault because I should have known what the heck Santal meant, and I know now. So that, and I think they just came out with a lime one that I really want to try. I'm not really sure how a lime candle is gonna go, but they do send you candle samples when you order on their website. By the way, I have absolutely no way of monetizing any of these unless they're like on Sephora or something. I have messaged Voluspa half a dozen times being like, do you guys have an affiliate program? Is there any way do you guys want to sponsor? Do you guys ever want to partner? I'm literally obsessed with your candles. Crickets. They want nothing to do with me, and that's fine. They just get all of my money. But they do send you candle samples when you make an order on their website, and it's just the cutest, it's the way I've tried so many of their candles, so yeah. Okay, next, we're gonna talk about Otherland. Otherland is pretty new to me, but they did send me over the last couple of months 5 candles. One of them I left downstairs by accident, and it's because I was burning it, and when I blew it out, I was like, well, I don't want to carry it up the stairs and the wax get everywhere, and so I decided to let it just settle, and then I forgot. So let's talk about that one first. That is Cardamom Milk. It is my favorite. It's absolutely my favorite. It's so good. It's so nice. It smells like the dreamiest chai latte. And I should mention all the Voluspa candles kind of all have the same scent level, that same like 65% scent level. The Otherland candles are very different candle to candle in terms of how much fragrance there is. And Cardamom Milk is like right there at like 50%. It is not overwhelming at all. And that's, I think, why I like it. I notice it when I want to notice it, but it doesn't like knock me upside the head. I don't get sick of it. This right here, the next one we're gonna talk about, is Mountain Lace. Mountain Lace. And it is a dead ringer, I have said before, for Byredo Burning Rose. And it's a lovely smell. It is a very vegetal rose smell. And everything I will say about Otherland smells like it came from the source. There's no artificial impersonation fragrances here. Whether you like the source is up to you, but this smells like crushed rose petals. I don't dislike this smell. I dislike the amount of smell that there is. You light this and I mean, it is everywhere. Like, I don't have a room big enough for this candle. It is crazy. So if you like really, really, really strongly fragranced candles, this is amazing. It's really wonderful. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck, but I find it to just be really overwhelming. I thought it was gonna be very fresh air scented until I lit it, and then it was just like kapow rose. I would put it at like a 110 on my arbitrary scale, which completely defeats the purpose of my scale. I fully understand that, but I like hyperbole. The next one here is crisp cornflower. These were the first 3 that they sent me, and these are their fall scents. I also have some of their winter scents. This is so nice. This is so nice. Somehow it is light and crisp, but also slightly warm. It smells like walking into your favorite boutique at the end of summer in the Hamptons. I've never been to the Hamptons. Okay, Newport, Rhode Island. It's the closest I've been. But it has a very sophisticated, crisp linen smell to it, but also flour, hence crisp corn flour. It's just a really refreshing smell. It's super, super fresh and floral, and it's just incredibly lovely. And I would place this at like a 65. It's like right on par with a Voluspa in terms of room fillingness. All right, let's talk about these holiday candles. If you watched my favorites, this is gonna be a recap for you, but I did actually remember to bring both of them upstairs this time, so. Go me. So I have here Black Velvet and Fallen Fir. So Black Velvet, do they have the notes on here? They don't. Oh, they do on the lid. So I only brought the Fallen Fir lid. Black Velvet smells like lilies and I don't know, they have like it looks like a magnolia here on the front. Just really, really beautiful and floral. And I would put this at like a 50% in terms of the amount of scent that fills the room. I don't think it's offensive whatsoever, maybe a 55. But it is really nice. I have super enjoyed lighting this while I'm taking a shower. I feel like it really adds to the ambiance. It's a very, to me, very unoffensive smell because it doesn't have any really sweet top notes and it doesn't have any really woody base notes. They can get into the woody base notes sometimes. And it's still really complex. You know, it probably smells like 5 different kinds of flowers. That's where I would put it. So I don't know why it's called Black Velvet. That to me rings, you know, amber, romantic, boudoir, but there's nothing about that here. This is just a very pretty feminine smell. And then Fallen Fir, again, I went by I don't know, it's kind of like when you're picking out a bottle of wine, you're like, I don't know anything about wine, that label's pretty. Fallen Fir sounded like something that I was gonna really love because I love a good evergreen balsam smell. The reason I think they call it Fallen Fir is because it fell and then someone lit it on fire. This is Balsam Fir Musk and Winter Spice. Remember we talked about the word musk? Musk is not my thing and I should have known that. So this goes into cedar territory and it also goes into that burning smell. I know it's a candle, we burn all candles, but you know what I mean. It smells like a firewood, like a firewood? A fireplace. A campfire. There it is, Khaki, a bonfire. You know how your clothes smell when you get done going to like a bonfire or something, which is a lovely smell. This is not what I want in a candle. And this one, when you light it, it's like 95%. I mean, it is crazy room filling. I lit it in the bedroom and like 3 minutes later, Mike was like, that's a lot. I was like, it is a lot. And so yeah, again, we haven't gotten a whole lot of use out of this because it doesn't give me the holiday vibes that I was hoping for. It smells like the best lumberjack you ever smelled, you know? It's like, oh man, that guy just came in from chopping wood and he built me a fire in the fireplace. And if that's the sexy man smell that you like boy smells, this is a boy smells candle. I'm not a boy smells girl. I like my man to smell like soap and toothpaste. I had to check on my little peanut. He's asleep. Okay, so next, and these will be the most top of mind for anybody who kind of just recently joined us here on my channel, and that is these two that I'm gonna talk about right here. I was talking about how right now I'm in the mindset for nothing but holiday. Well, this will scratch all of those itches. We're gonna start with this one. It's called Holiday. These are by Nest Fragrances, and they are the most expensive candles that I own. I did not buy these though. I mean, I did buy them, but not with my own money, if that makes sense. This was part of my Sephora haul where Magic Links gave me an on-site credit to shop the Sephora sale, and I was just like, candles. I was so pumped, and I have gotten the most enjoyment out of these, probably out of everything in my haul. I'm wearing things from my haul right now, but the candles are still the highlight of it. So this is, if you were to think of someone, you know, taking out a bowl and putting all the holiday things in it. That's what this smells like. You're like, oh, here's a Christmas tree, here's some cinnamon, some cloves, some Christmas cookies. It's really, really nice. It's spicy, it's warm, it's evergreen. It might even have a little apple in it. I'm not even sure, but it does. It just smells like the holidays just farted right in there, and it is absolutely wonderful. But I will say, I wish that I had switched up the sizes here and gone for this one in the big size, and I will know for next year. I might get both of them in the big size next year, let's be real, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I would not kick it out of bed. And I also love the packaging on these, the actual jars. Ooh, they're so pretty. So those are my favorites. This is Birchwood Pine. This might be my favorite candle that we talk about today. It is so good. Oh my God. So it's like someone took all the spiciness out of the holiday candle and they just left behind creamy balsam, but again, a lot like the other Lane candles in the sense that instead of a Yankee candle or something where you're like, yeah, that kind of smells like that if they baked a cookie that smelled like that, this smells like someone crushed up the pine needles, you know? It smells like it came from the source. Ooh. It has enough of the top notes of like sap, you know, or like an essential oil that would come from a fir tree or something. I don't know, is that a thing? But it also has enough depth and complexity to it that it's not just that kind of pinched top note. It is absolutely wonderful. Like you can't smell this and not feel festive. It's so good. All right, one more brand roundup and then we will talk about a couple of odds and ends. Just a couple odds and ends just because they happen to be what I have lying around my house right now. So these next two candles are from another of my favorite brands, Capri Blue. I love Capri Blue. I feel like their fragrances are very pure. They're usually like one or two notes that they just do really, really well. They're not overly simple. Like they smell authentic, they smell luxurious, but they're not complicated. So this is Pumpkin Dulce. And I have had this for over a year now, and I've been trying to work my way through it. I actually ordered it again, reminiscent, nostalgic, trying to hearken to the holidays 2 summers ago. I ordered this on Amazon and isn't it just so pretty? I was like, I want fall scents. Everybody in Austin hits that point, I think, at some point in the summer. Anybody who lives in a really hot climate. I have talked to friends about this. They corroborate. I call it denial season. And when I come out with my own line of candles someday, I will have a holiday scented candle that is available year round and I'm going to call it denial season. So if you steal my idea, I'm gonna know. This is not my favorite, and it is not because it's not a good scent. It smells like pumpkin and it smells like cream, and it's wonderful in that sense. I just kind of realized the hard way that I am not that into pumpkin. I mean, artificial pumpkin. Obviously, there's not like a real, you know, distilled down pumpkin scent in this. I don't really think pumpkin necessarily smells, it smells like squash, you know? I think when I say pumpkin, I mean like a pumpkin pie. And it does have that like very, very sweet thing to it. Obviously it's called Pumpkin Dulce, and it does have, it lingers in your nose with spice. It does have spice to it, and it's not super cinnamon. It's not too much, you know? It's like cinnamon, clove, that's it. But it smells like you're baking the world's classiest pumpkin pie. I just kind of, again, realized that I don't really like that smell all that much. And when it comes to fall scents, I'm actually much more partial to the other land, I don't know, hot takes on fall scents. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna make a new memory of what a fall scent is to me and kind of just get the pumpkin trend out of my mind because I don't think it's ever really appealed to me, and I'd honestly rather just skip straight to the evergreen of it all, which is why I buy Moso Bamboo year round. So yeah, if you're into pumpkin and you want something that is really, really like you want to watch Harry Potter movies and feel like it's fall, do this. It's really, really nice. And I do still burn it. I just can't do too much of it. That's all. And they have plenty of other scents. They do, and they're all really, really nice, but I can't talk about Capri Blue and not talk about Volcano. Volcano is the Capri Blue scent, and I am definitely right there in its crosshairs. I am one of those people who walks into Anthropologie and goes, oh yeah. If you are unfamiliar with this, that's what it is. It's the smell of Anthropologie. This is what they have burning at all times in Anthropologie. Is my hair stuck to my face? It feels like it is. Stop it. So it is the most beautiful citrusy smell. It's just a citrusy, sweet smell, and It's super strong. I would place that one at like a 70 in terms of room fillingness, and it might just be, you know, 5% of that might just be me getting annoyed by it. This is, again, since it's the smell of Anthropologie, they probably have like 3 candles to occupy an entire Anthropologie. Like this will make your whole house smell like Volcano candle. It is so good, so much bang for your buck. And every year they come out with a new design in their glass. I feel like not even every year, like every season, they'll come out with a really pretty like mercury glass one for the holidays and stuff, but they came out with this one, and you can buy these on Amazon, fam. They're not cheap. None of these are cheap. None of these is cheap, khaki, but it burns forever. I bought this late summer and did not make my way through it before it was time to go into like the fall candles and stuff. This is like the ultimate summertime candle. If I ever got nostalgic about summer, I would burn this other times of the year, but I don't think I've ever been nostalgic for summer in my entire life because I grew up in Florida and I live in Texas. But I love this. If you live in Michigan and you're like, oh my God, I love summer, buy a Volcano candle. You'd be like, oh, okay, turn the heat up in your house. We can all play pretend. All right, and finally we have a couple of odds and ends, and this is just because I get gifted things sometimes. And the first one is from my sister. She bought this for me. I think she got this on Need Supply, and I think it was for like my birthday or last Christmas or something. And this is from the brand BrooklynCandleStudio.com. And it is neroli scented. Y'all can tell me because I don't feel like Googling it. I don't know what a neroli is, okay? It smells like a flower, maybe. And it's not a bad smell at all, but I would put this girl at like 5%, okay? I like this in my bathroom next to the bathtub, and I literally sit with my face next to it while I take a bath. Back when I took baths, back before I had a child, I can't smell it at all. So Brooklyn Candle Studio, I don't know what you're doing, but it just doesn't, I mean, it smells like neroli if I do this. You know, would that I knew what a neroli was, but it doesn't smell like anything when you light it, and I found it to be incredibly disappointing, and it's been sitting in my closet ever since because I don't have time for a candle. It doesn't smell like anything, okay? I don't have time for that. And this is my most recent edition. This is very strange because you can't get this. This is exclusive. They might have it eventually, but I messaged them and I was like, this isn't on your website. This came in PR from Versed. God bless Versed Skincare. They send me PR of every single thing that they make, and some things they don't even sell. I don't think I have ever talked about their products on my channel. I've tried a few of their things. They're fine. They're fine. But like, I'm pretty set on skincare, but they just keep saying, I should probably tell them to stop. Honestly, I should tell them to stop. Regardless, they sent me this candle, and it's Afterglow Basking Candle is what it's called, and it is in the scent White Sage and Dark Musk. And for something that's called dark musk, it's not super musky, and I do detect the sage, and when I smell it right here, it's okay, but when I light it, Ramada Inn bathroom. Yep. It smells like the hand soap at a Ramada Inn. I don't know how much they would charge for this. Versed is a very affordable brand, so I don't think that, you know, they're trying to gouge anybody on this, but like, if you really like the smell of that hand soap, the beige one, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have a brand, it's like Ramada Inn brand, you know? And it comes in the paper that gets all wet. It's about yay size, has a little divot in it, and it's sort of like yellow white. That's exactly what this smells like. Or you are the first person at the bar on the weekend, and they've done the thing where they go and they clean and they spray it down with antiviral, and you managed to get there before all the day drinkers like trashed the bathroom. Yep. So it's nostalgic, but not for anything I want to remember. So, oh, actually I have one more random one, and it's actually a fantastic candle. I think it got so hot that it actually burned its own label off. I've gone through 2 of these. This is from World Market, okay? This is the Namaste Sweet Orange from World Market. It is, the brand is World Market, as it turns out. And it is a sweet orange scented candle vegan soy wax blend, hand poured in Huntington Beach, California. And it smells like orange Pez. And I love it. It's amazing. I bought one for my guest room because it was pretty. And then I ended up buying another one for myself so that I could light it. And then I just went into the guest room and stole that one because it was that good and I wasn't having any guests anytime soon. So This does the same thing that the other lamp candles kind of warn against, which is it uses really intense oils. So you want to trim the wick each time or else it'll go, poof, you know? And you can see actually the wick that's in there is really large. And that is because the oils kind of collect on the end of the wick and it will make it really smoky and a really, really tall flame. But I would put this at like a perfect like 75% room filling scent quality. And it doesn't have a whole lot of notes to it, but it's just for orange lovers, dreamsicle, but also Pez. Pez has a very distinct smell and it's got that like top sugary note and I just love it. It's really, really good and it's like $12, $12.99, something like that at World Market, so. That is everything. Those are all the candles that I own. This was a video that I had been meaning to get around to filming for so long, so it honestly like feels like a weight lifted off of me to give you guys a tour of my candles. And I think even if you're not into candles, or if you have completely different opinions than I do on what smells good and what doesn't smell good, regardless, I think it's probably pretty entertaining to sit here and listen to me try to describe smells. Like, that's a hilarious exercise. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, a fun Friday video. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what else I need to do best and worst of. I like doing these kinds of videos because it's just me running off with the mouth. I'll link all the candles down below for your smelling pleasure. And if it is my first video of yours, nope. If it is my first video of mine that you're watching and you liked it, think about subscribing while you're here. It's a button, it says subscribe. That's all, folks. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. What?